All right. Welcome to the Houston Pulse Market Minute. My name is Armando Espinosa with eXp Realty. Been in Houston over 30 years now. And today we're going to be going over a lot of articles in the Business Journal, and a couple questions I keep asking myself is if Houston is quietly setting up the next wave of price growth, and where most people aren't even paying attention that. A lot of headlines in the news in the world, of course, so they'll probably be paying attention to those headlines. But here in Houston, locally, a lot of big things are happening. So today I'll be breaking down a major school expansion that's about to reshape the workforce in demand, a $78 million development changing how suburbs feel, a global energy company doubling down inside the loop. I love inside the loop. And why restaurants expanding like crazy is actually a real estate signal. People got to eat and drink. So, and what all this means if you're buying or selling in Houston, Texas right now. So, if you've been trying to figure out where Houston is heading next, this is the stuff that actually moves the market, not the headlines, not the hype, not the real, things going on in the news, but real development, real money, and real movement. So the first article that we're going to be looking at is the Houston ISD district expanding Barbara Jordan Career Center with a new building. So the Houston ISD is expanding that career center, reported by Janet Miranda with the Houston Business Journal. They're adding a 29,000 square foot facility and scaling from about 900 students to nearly 4,000 students. Oh my gosh, gotta hire more teachers for that one. So now on the surface, that sounds like education. But what it really is a workforce engineering. And here's why this matters. We're already seeing pending sales in Houston up about 13% year over year, which means demand is quietly building again. So, when you stack workforce development on top of rising demand, you start seeing where this is going, right? And for the buyers out there, this is how areas appreciate before headlines catch up. And but for the sellers out there, this is the kind of momentum that can bring stronger offers when positioned correctly. And for the second article we have is the Lilac Field Houston development breaks ground on the Lilac Field in League City in the LC. That's also a great market to be in. So this area is by reported by Florian Martin about a $78 million mixed use development called the Lilac Field in League City. And if you're not familiar with the LC or League City, it's one of the fastest growing suburban corridors between Houston, Texas. Now, here's the shift, y'all. Inventory across Houston is up roughly 14% year over year. So buyers feel like they have more options, right? But developments like this, they create targeted demand. You have retail, restaurants, live, work, and play environments. And that's what pulls attention into specific pockets. And for the buyers out there, this is where you want to get ahead of that demand and not chase it later. And for sellers, being near these developments can separate your home from the rest of the inventory sitting on the market. All right. So for the next one, I'm going to fix something here. There we go. For the next article, we're going to be looking at this one here. The Switzerland based company Mercuria Ready's move from Greenway Plaza, which is inside the loop of Houston, to nearby mixed use development. So, um, Jeffrey, it's a cool name. You have two first names and it's almost the same. Reports that Mercuria, relocating their U.S. headquarters to Kirby Grove, 63,000 square feet. So you got $10 million worth of investment inside the loop. Now, here's the reality people miss. Even with more inventory, homes still selling at around 92% of list price on average, the lowest we've seen in years, which tells you negotiation is back. But location still wins. High income job centers like this protect demand. And for the buyers out there, you're buying into economic gravity because that place is popping with jobs, economic growth, and everything else. For the sellers out there, you're in a position where pricing strategy matters more than ever, but location can still carry you. All right. And then I'm going to check on the chat to see if we have anybody commenting because there's a lot of, there we go. There's a lot of things going on in the market right now. And I'd love to hear your opinion on what you think and about all these new developments heading into Houston. The next one is Pep's barbecue backyard, excuse me, Pep's backyard to open next in Tall Yard Brewing Company by the Constellation Field in Sugarland. So Sugarland has been a great market. It's been so busy, and I mean, if you're a mountain biker, there's some amazing trails out there. And so, if you're not familiar with Sugarland, this is one of the most established suburban markets. You got strong schools, strong communities. They have master plan communities out there, and very lifestyle driven. So this project is a Texas style beer garden. You got live music, got outdoor space, and family environment. And here's the connection. Houston's average home price is sitting around $426,000, slightly up year over year. So buyers are paying for lifestyle, not just square footage. That's why these entertainment hubs really matter. How and for the buyers out there, this is where daily life gets better. For the sellers, this is how two similar homes end up selling at very different places. And the fifth one, so the Sugarland one, I can't wait till this one comes out. Um, sounds pretty neat. I like drinking brews, so definitely, uh, especially the dark ones, just one or two on a hot summer day. And then the last but not least is the Cedar Park based barbecue chain Smoky Mo's plans Houston expansion. Never been to Smoky Mo's, but look at that barbecue, baby. Sausage, you got the turkey and brisket. I'm not a big turkey fan. If you can go to a barbecue spot, get the dino ribs or the pork ribs. Definitely brisket and the sausage. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it could be dry. Definitely the baked beans, barbecue beans, and potato salad and coleslaw. So, dang, that looks good. And if you're not from Texas, this is a fast casual barbecue chain built for everyday neighborhoods. Smoky Mo's plans on 30 to 40 locations across Houston. And here's the bigger picture. Houston's median home price is sitting around $334,000, basically flat year over year. So on the surface, it feels like nothing's happening. But expansion like this, it tells you growth is happening underneath the surface. So for the buyers out there, what does this mean for you guys? These are the areas that feel normal right before they appreciate or aka prices go up. For the sellers out there, this kind of growth can bring attention and demand faster than expected. And it feels like the market's confusing at this point. You got inventory is up. There's a lot of things going on in the world, as I talked about earlier. Prices are kind of flat. Negotiations are definitely back at this point. So it almost feels like, is this a good time or not? You're kind of asking yourself, right? But when you zoom out of it all, the data and the development money are both pointing in the same direction. So, for my relocating buyers and sellers, the ones moving here for career, family, and lifestyle, you're not just buying a home, you're buying the commute efficiency, the long term resale value, and daily lifestyle. And right now, inner loop job growth, you got suburban lifestyle expansion, workforce investment. And that's exactly what supports the kind of stable long term decision you're trying to make. And for sellers out there, you're trying to understand where demand is actually forming, how your location fits into that, and how to price without leaving money on the table. And what we're seeing right now is the inner loop job concentration, got the suburban lifestyle expansion, education and workforce investment, pretty much everything we talked about in the articles in the Business Journal. And that's what's quietly shaping both sides of the market. So, would it be crazy for buyers to start looking where those trends are building? And for sellers, ask yourself, am I positioned in one of those areas or am I competing with everything else in the market? So, would it be crazy to at least look at where those three things are starting to overlap? So, if you're trying to figure out where to buy or whether now is the best time to sell, would it be a mistake to ignore where the money is already moving? And if this is the kind of breakdown actually helps you see the market differently. Smash the subscribe button, follow along. I'll keep breaking this down daily, if not weekly, in real time so you can stay ahead of all of it. My name is Armando Espinosa with eXp Realty, local realtor. Been living in Houston over 40 years.